Welcome to Tribulation 515, 2011. Today is March 27th, 2012. It's a Monday morning out here in San Jose, California. For the last 4 days, we've been having just overcast mornings, a lot of clouds. What I would call earthquake weather, even though we haven't actually had any earthquakes here in San Jose. But, the great thing about San Jose is even when a day starts off really crappy, it can still turn into an awesome day. So for the last 4 days, it starts off overcast, down about 55 degrees or so, but the clouds burn off around 10, 11, and then the rest of the day is just awesome. Clear blue skies and, 70 to 80 degrees tops, so it doesn't get any better than that. And, once again, it's kind of hard, when you're living in San Jose to, keep your eye on the ball that we're actually, in a tribulation and that the world continues to spiral downwards into chaos. Because here in San Jose, it's awesome. But, there are things here in San Jose. The crime rates are kind of up. There's really no jobs. There's more homeless people than ever. That's why I've been going down to the Church of the Chimes on Saturdays and helping feed the homeless, And that's part of my message I kind of gave on Operation End Times is, if you don't want to be part of the doom and gloom, then you need to step up and make a choice, because that's where we're at in life right now is you're either going to be on the dark side or the light side. But, if you want to make a difference and you're on the right side, the side of light, the side of God, then step up, humble yourself, and, serve your fellow human being in whichever way you can. Because, eventually this world's going to be flipped upside down on its head. And everything that we knew, the old world, the white picket fence, the 401k, buying gold, accumulating wealth, all that's going to go by the wayside. And, whether you recognize it or not, it's already going by the wayside. Wake up. Look around. Turn on the news. The news is so depressing, most people aren't even watching the news. But, of course, the two big things happening is, hurricanes. Over in the Far East, you got a Typhoon Bolaven. And there's actually, it has a sister typhoon, Tembin. But it's like a Category 4, and it just got done shredding Japan and is headed towards North and South Korea. And, China has been just inundated with hurricanes and flooding. So that whole portion of the world, the Philippines was up to here in water. People going, help! But, of course, once again, like here in San Jose, perfect weather. It's like, what? There's nothing going on. Look at how blue the skies are. Just change the channel to, a channel that has blue skies, like the Disney Channel, or, MTV with Snooki and the boys. But, even here in America, we got Hurricane Isaac that just skimmed the edge of Florida, missed the, really didn't do too much damage down in the Keys. We're going to find out this morning, how bad it was. The Republicans are holding their national convention in Tampa, and it looks like it's going to miss the convention. Now, if Isaac would hit the convention, there'd be all sorts of people saying, oh, well, that's God, showing you that Mitt Romney and the Republicans are a bunch of losers or evil, and that's why the hurricane wiped them out. But, I'm going to tell you, my friends, when it comes to the weather, I think, God's hand is at play, but, the rain falls on both the good and the wicked, and the sun shines on both the good and the wicked. So it doesn't really, focus or isolate individuals, unless it's just a bolt of lightning. God said, what, I've had enough of you. Might just strike you dead, but he could do it without a bolt of lightning, just give you a little heart attack or something. But here's the freaky thing, Isaac, right now, they're forecasting that looks like it's going to hit New Orleans head on, Category 2, on the 7-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. 7 years, that's kind of like a godly number, like the final week, the final 7 days of tribulation. So here we are 7 years later, with Isaac bearing down on New Orleans and that whole area just getting ready, for another catastrophic storm. And of course, you could say, hey, it's just coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time. There's nothing going on. That's been just, with this doom and gloom. But I'll tell you, my friends, it's not about doom and gloom. I actually have a lot of positive stuff that I'm going to start talking about on Operation End Times, because there's going to be some tremendous, powerful, uplifting, positive stuff that's happening. But there's a sad truth that if you're clinging to the old world, to the dark ways of greed and wealth accumulation and destroying the planet and genetic manipulation and all that stuff that's been killing our planet, then you're in for a rough ride, because all that stuff's going by the wayside. Whereas if you wake up, open up your eyes, find out what's important to you, get your heart right, where God's most important, you know what? There's going to be some really cool stuff coming. But anyway, just looking around the globe, it's kind of like the same old, same old. The sun is going, crazy bonkers. The activity on the sun is just off the charts. There's a bunch of sunspots that are blasting off CMEs, coronal holes, you name it. And all that stuff is shifting into high gear and going to go into even higher gear. And that's why none of this stuff is going away. No, it's escalating even, for the rest of this year and going into next year. So, just yesterday we had a ton of earthquakes, man. 7 point something, 6.6. They were in California. They were down in South America. They were over in New Zealand. They're everywhere. And of course, we got volcanoes erupting everywhere around the globe. But, once again, hey, if you're watching, the Disney Channel or MTV, where the skies are blue, if you're living in San Jose where the skies are blue, it's easy to kind of cocoon yourself, to live in a bubble, and to say, I got a job, everything's going okay with me. Doesn't matter that the rest of the world's going to hell in a handbasket. There's nothing going on. But, some of us have our eyes open. A bunch of scientists, they just came out with a couple of things. They said they think there's going to be just mass extinctions of sea life in the ocean. And you know what, my friends? That's not good. Not good at all. And the other thing is, with 7 billion plus people in the world, food and water is running out. They say water by like 2030. There won't be enough water for everybody. And I seen this article where they said, as far as eating meat, there's not going to, there can't be enough, cows and pigs or whatever, things that we eat for meat on the planet to feed 7 billion people. So we're going to be forced into being vegetarians. And, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But with all this catastrophic weather and earthquakes and whatnot, the food to water to human ratio is getting ever more dangerous. So once again, if you've got some food on your table, and I would say if you do have food on your table, be thankful for it. Actually thank God for it and praise Him for, taking care of you. Because there's plenty of people, millions and millions of people that don't have food, that don't have water. But, if you sit in front of your TV and the skies are blue, you can find a channel, the Disney Channel, where, it's all laughs and giggles and the skies are blue. Other interesting things, the world economy continues to teeter on the brink. The Eurozone is going under. The U.S. economy is no better. We're fast approaching the financial abyss to go off the cliff. And, how convenient, after 4 years of our beloved president, Barack Hussein Obama, God bless him, the first black president, Nobel Peace Prize winner, but, a guy that's basically done little to nothing since he came in office other than promise hope and change. And, the only thing he delivered was change, in our pocket. That's all that's left after we fill up our gas tanks. Not even enough money to go buy food nowadays. And food prices are skyrocketing. Gas is up over $4. But you don't really see the news talking about it because they love our beloved president, Obama. And God bless him. I pray every day for God to just guide him and open his eyes, and for Mitt Romney. But you know what? In my opinion, it's much too late for, to put hope in any kind of presidential election or candidate. And I'm still rolling the dice saying there won't be a next election. Something's going to happen between now and November, so it'll all be put on hold. And, I've already talked about that. It almost happened in 2008. Everybody seems to forget that. But you know what? We'll see who's right. We only got a couple of months till November. But, the U.S., that's the way we operate. We've done nothing for 4 years, but we're going to put it all on hold. Doing nothing, put it all on hold. Whether it's fixing Medicare or, the U.S. debt or taxes, all that stuff. It's like, hey, we can't do nothing until we have another election. Of course, we know once the election's held, they still do nothing. So, you know what? Here comes the edge. The U.S. going to fall into it. But, over in the Eurozone, they're already falling into it. And, the latest news story, and it's a sign of things to come. But in a town in Spain, because Spain fell off the financial abyss, the town of Marina Leda, a mayor by the name of Juan Manuel Sanchez Gordillo, a true blue socialist communist type, and God bless him too. He led a revolt, all the people that don't have jobs and money. He said, let's ransack the stores. Everybody fill your shopping carts with food. Power to the people. And, for a day, they ravaged the stores and got their food. So they're eating for a day, maybe 2 days. But, see, that's all a bunch of lies, too. Because, whether you're conservative or communist or whatever, all the man-made governments are, basically broken and false promises. False hope and change, So people get all excited because they steal, or, is it stealing if you're starving to take a loaf of bread? In my opinion, maybe not. But it's not solving anything by ransacking the stores. It just means the stores go out of business and there's no food a week from now. And then people are starving even worse, But it's a sign of what's coming. It's a sign of what's coming here in the United States. So we better wake up. Other, little thing that doesn't mean a whole lot, but we just had the Olympics, which was one big satanic cult ritual, ushering in the golden age of the satanic kingdom, which I'll tell you, my friends, is not going to happen. That's all a big lie. But they had the models in the closing ceremony come out, all in gold for the golden age, and we had Prince Harry and the princess that's married to his brother, Prince William. I forget what her name is. I'm going to say maybe Catalina, who knows, but or Heidi, whatever her name is. But Prince Harry sat there all prim and proper, and we're only a week out, and now there's naked photos of him on all the newspapers and all the tabloids, because he went right from being prim and proper at the Olympics to falling right into the depravity of lifestyles of the rich and famous, playing nude poker in Vegas. And that's why I told you I could care less about the royal family and the Queen Mother. All of them should be thrown out on their keisters, out of the palace, into the ditch. Because that's what's going to happen. The world's going to flip upside down on its head, and all these Illuminati, ruled by secrecy, super rich cats, they better just open their eyes. And I would be the first to tell them, you want to know what you need to do? Just give away all your money, all of you. Give it all away. Bill Gates, whoever the heck you are. I know Steve Jobs is dead, but all you super rich billionaires. If you got 20 mansions, sell 19 of them, and even downsize the one you got. But give away all your money. And don't give it to the government, The government's no good either, Power to the people. Give it directly to the people to buy some bread. And of course, on the geopolitical landscape, things are as ugly as ever. Syria has just gone bonkers. It's a full-scale war. It's spreading to Turkey. It's spreading down to Lebanon. Iran, Israel, they're all still shaking sabers at each other and banging the drums of war. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, all sorts of crazy stuff going on. People getting beheaded. Down in Egypt, that guy Morsi, was crucifying people. I thought we had maybe, evolved a little further up the food chain, but I guess we're still scraping our knuckles and swinging from trees, And that's why change is coming, my friends, because you know what? It's going to take the supernatural finger of God to correct things, because left up to our own fallible human minds, we're still swinging from trees and eating bananas, man. It has not improved in thousands of years, not at all. So, that's kind of where we're at. It's a brand new week. It's a brand new day. It's the first day of the rest of our lives. The good news is there is a new system, a new kingdom coming upon the earth. It's the kingdom of God, my friends. And, things are going to change. Rules are going to change, If you choose the right path, to follow God, you're going to come under the rod. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm going to talk more about that over on Operation End Times. But the rod, for those that choose the side of darkness, not going to be good, because that rod's going to come down like a 2x4. Boom! Crack you over the head. Because I'll tell you honestly, we cannot allow darkness to exist on this planet anymore. We can't turn a blind eye to it and say, oh, that's on the other side of the world. I'm going to change the channel to the Disney Channel or to Snooki and the Boys or whatever channel has some laughs and giggles and blue skies. Because, the darkness is like a cancer, man. If we don't get rid of it, if you don't zap it immediately and get rid of it, it spreads and eventually it takes over and kills the whole body or the whole planet. So whether it's ruthless dictators like Saddam Hussein, the Ayatollah Khomeini, or Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, or President Assad, or that fool down in South America running Venezuela, the evil people are everywhere in high places, the Illuminati, whoever, and their motives are not pure and are not good. They're just serving themselves and trying to build their own mountain, their own castle, at the expense of everybody else. And a day is going to come when, Babylon is going to fall. So my advice to each and every one of you out there, all my listeners, is start figuring it out and come out of Babylon. Come out of the world, the old world. Forget about it. Leave it behind. All the treasures you've stored up, your collectibles, your gold, they're not worth a damn thing. Start thinking about what is worth something, which is your own soul. Where, are you going to be alive a year from now? And I'll tell you a secret, my friends. Human beings are meant to be eternal. But that's only if you're on the right side. There's life. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. So you can live forever, the good life. Or, you know what? You can think short term. Hey, I'm going to build up my pile of gold. I got my house, my white picket fence, my 401k. I'm going to change the channel to the Disney Channel or MTV or whatever channel has some blue skies. And I'm going to sit in my cocooned, bubbleized, hedged-in existence and think that, oh, life is good. And then when destruction is tapping on your window, and whether it's a hurricane or a volcano or an earthquake or 100 people rioting in the streets saying, we're going to burn your house down, you know what? Maybe then you'll wake up and realize that you can't live in a cocoon, in a bubble, that we're all connected. But, there's a great divide forming, and you got to figure whether you're going to walk down the broad path of destruction where everybody is self-centered, self-serving, living for the day, and completely ignoring God. Or you're going to take the other path where God is the center of your life, love rules your world, and your biggest goal in life is following God's will and showing love, mercy, and compassion to all those around you. And you're doing that in the form of servitude and helping, feeding people, clothing people, that you can't sit there and walk on by or drive on by in your brand new SUV and look at a fellow brother and sister starving in the street and just think, oh, that's somebody else's problem. Because as long as we think like that, this world's going to continue to spiral down into total chaos. So you know what? I'm going to pray really hard that everybody's eyes are opened up to the truth, man. All right. God bless each and every one of you. God bless even the people that don't agree with what I'm saying, man, or even the haters, the trolls, whoever the heck you are out there. You come in all shapes and sizes. But you know what? I pray for God to bless each and every one of us, and to open our eyes and to get us on the right path. All right. It's Tribulation 515, 2011. Go out there and get your tribulation on. Think positive. Keep on rocking.